Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 91, The Companions of the Sword Hero. Naofumi, sorry. Could you repeat that? Magician, where should we go to level up? It's not a hearing mistake. What is this guy saying? Naofumi, hold on a second, what are you talking about? Magician, away from Hiro-sama, where on Kalmyra Archipelago should we go to? Raise our levels? That's what I'm asking. Also, what materials would you like for us to collect? The story was explained, but I still can't understand. No, I can understand, but what should I say? Difference in policy? Naofumi will go together this time. I'll send a party request. Magician understood. Hiro-sama is going to a difficult place. Ren, what is your method of teaching? What can I say, it feels like these guys are distanced from Ren. After leaving the room, we head to the port to go demon hunting. While moving between islands I inquire again. Naofumi, could you tell me about your hunting methods with more details? Magician, sure. So, the story of Ren's companions is like this. Ren's policy is to have his companions fight at places appropriate for their level. And then, as they work to increase their levels, they collect demon materials, ores, and tools. Occasionally, when a powerful demon appears, they defeat it together with Ren. Magician, afterwards, we are always careful to absolutely never receive any attacks from the enemies. Somehow. It's that, isn't it? Since I have a little bit of net gaming experience, this feels like guild managing, where high-level players advise low-level players. I mean, it's completely like that. Naofumi, what does Ren himself usually do? Magician, he is able to fight alone. He is probably waiting until we get stronger. That's just an optimistic interpretation. I understand the self-proclaimed cool guy Ren's policy. He thinks it would be awkward to fight together with another. Or maybe difficult. That's not his character. He is probably bad at talking with others. I feel that he was playing solo even in his net games. And the only companions he got were from an organization he belonged to, which would only come together to defeat strong monsters during large-scale events. Or, he was invited to a small guild by someone he knew. Maybe after coming to this strange world he is indulging in a superiority complex. Oh, while thinking of various scenarios about Ren's behavior towards his companions, we have arrived at the hunting grounds. Representative, shall we go? Naofumi, right, since I am a shield, I will have the enemies focus on me while you guys defeat them. Magician, But won't it be dangerous to be attacked? Naofumi, don't worry. My policy is different from Ren's, my job is to endure. Magician, okay. While going in first, I attract the demon's attention. Kalmyra Island has many demons that only focus on attacking the first aggressor. Therefore, they concentrate on the one leading the charge. I am surrounded by 4 yellow beetles. Well, in these hunting grounds everything is pretty much small fry that can't even make me itchy. By the way, each of the islands of the Kalmyra archipelago have their own demon ecosystem. There are still some demons native to their islands that I haven't encountered yet. It seems that the further center you go in an island, the stronger the enemies become. The island that I went to with Bitch's party was a big mountain, but this one is like a forest. Magician, why you sure are sturdy. One of Ren's companions mutters while I block an enemy attack. Naofumi, I guess, here. Defeat it quickly. Magician, oh okay. What can I say, I recall the training aid provided for novices in net games. I think Ren's party has a good balance. 2 vanguards, and 2 rear guards. Those in front beat the enemies down with physical attacks, using an axe or sword, while their backs are being covered with magic attacks and recovery magic. Without a doubt it's a reliable formation. However, the only defense plan in a melee is to avoid the enemy attacks. While concentrating on evasion, an easy battle will take longer. Naofumi, for the time being, receive some of the enemy's attacks. Concentrate on attacking. Because the enemies aren't dying instantly. While approaching the middle of the island, adventurers are becoming increasingly sparse. Oh, Bitch and her party also came to this neighborhood. Magician, hero of the Shield Sama, fights completely differently compared to Ren Sama. Naofumi, I guess. Certainly, compared to the other heroes, the Shield's job is completely different. Yet, I can still fight. That reminds me, there are several things that I have analyzed and understood since coming to this abnormal world. First of all, it is possible for the shield to fight evenly with those guys. Next, the shield's way of fighting works on endurance, and counter-attacking, it's the type of fighting that uses sure kill skills. It may only be the Wrath Shield, but by paying a great price, it is possible to mortally wound the opponent. Like the Iron Maiden, or Blue Topfer. There is also Dark Burning Curse. However, it's a pain that they can't be used without the Wrath Shield. Iron Maiden could be used with another shield, but the prerequisite is tough. It's still useful, but the other heroes are still in their first stages. Is there even an upper limit to levels? Can it exceed 100? In net games there are many cases like that. If ordinary person's limit is 40, how much effort would it take to get to 100? If that happens, it would be impossible to know the upper limit. Naofumi, now then. There's no use thinking about it. It's a demon that I have already defeated with Woman 1. It wasn't dismantled and absorbed since I already got a new shield from it. Representative are you not going to absorb it into your weapon? Naofumi, I already unsealed it. Representative The representative-like man is surprised by something. Representative Rensama did not say such a thing. Naofumi, what? Does he still absorb more even after unsealing? What's the reason? Naofumi, do you know why? Representative, no idea. Anyway, Rensama doesn't talk that much. You don't tell your companions the details either? Well, I also didn't tell Raphtalia the details of my version. It is not something worth going into detail about. Naofumi, oh well. I'll just follow Ren's example and absorb it. Even if the skin is tanned, it's not worth selling. Thus, Demon's corpse was absorbed into the shield. The next day, after hunting till night fell yesterday, we rested at a hotel. Ren's companions, who didn't seem keen on night combat, agreed obediently. We split up after agreeing to go level up early, after finishing breakfast the next morning. As a result, by evening I gained 8 levels. Representative, it was very easy fighting, hero of the shield Sama. Magician, yet, after coming here our levels have raised significantly. That was. What is there to say? These past 2 days have passed anticlimatically and without incident. If compared to a net game, this is a party that feels very efficient. The members are equipped with the necessary talents, being able to repair equipment, and being diligent in leveling. It feels like being invited into a guild party as a temporary member. It's already been 4 months, sure is nostalgic. I wonder how the management of the guild I ran is going after I disappeared. By the way, it is evening by the time I returned to the main island with Ren's companions. Until now we worked diligently on leveling up. As a result, it was quite comfortable. At least to my knowledge it was also fruitful. Ren's companions don't seem like bad people. However, they are too dependent. Being told to level at assigned locations to raise their levels. Therefore, at first when cooperating with companions it was awkward. Well, on the second day after getting accustomed to cooperating they were able to fight well. Naofumi, I'd like to ask one thing, what do you guys feel about Ren? Representative, very strong. We believe that if we are by his side, then we can save the world. Naofumi, Apparently, to his companions Ren is a pretty reliable guy. I thought about recruiting them based on their actions these past 2 days, but I stopped because I don't want to lose the trust that we build up. It probably won't happen unless Ren dies. In the first place, I would like to gather those with talent. These guys aren't inferior, but there is no one truly remarkable. That's my impression of Ren's party. Compared to Motoyasu's party they are much better, but compared to Raphtalia and Phiro, they are considerable inferior. Though if they come to me I would not deny anyone. At least my relationship with the party seems good. Naofumi, that reminds me, you guys fought with Itsuki, hero of the bow before, right? Representative, yes. Naofumi, how did it go? This is going to serve as a reference, I just want to ask about it. Representative, it is similar to acting with hero of the shield Sama, he was using a bow in the rear. Naofumi, Representative, however, he did not help very much. We were not able to advance as far into the island as we did with hero of the shield Sama. Is it his usual habit of concealment? Ren is one thing, but Itsuki has a habit of hiding himself, I can't really use anything as reference. I mean it's only natural to attack from the rear with a bow. Well, I'll ask Itsuki's companions about it tomorrow. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 92, The Sword Hero and My Companions. Fyro, welcome back Master. After returning to the hotel at the main island, Fyro greets me at the main entrance. I wonder. I have a very bad feeling about this. Naofumi, I'm back. How was it? Fyro UMMUC. Oni-chan got angry. Naofumi, not again. I wonder what the reason is dash. While hunting together with Ren's companions I had a foreboding feeling. I enter the hotel timidly. There I see Raphtalia, sitting where Motoyasu was last time waiting for me. Naofumi, where is Ren? I mutter while looking around. As I say so, from the entrance of the hotel Ren walks in. Should I heard what he has to say before speaking to Raphtalia? Ren, why you? Ren sees me and his facial expression turns grim. Ren, what is with your companions? They don't listen to my instructions and go to other hunting grounds without my permission. What's that? He's speaking like he's the victim. Even if Ren is blaming her, Raphtalia is not one to cause problems without reason. Ren, if you don't mind, I would like to point out that the problem lies with your training policy. I determined that I should hear it with Raphtalia. I don't really want to approach Raphtalia, so I'll just call her over. Naofumi, hey. Raphtalia, Naofumi-sama. And when Raphtalia sees me she smiles, but once she finds Ren, it turns into an angry look and her tail bristles up. I think that she is even angrier than that time with Motoyasu. Naofumi, what the hell did you really do? It wasn't simple when Motoyasu angered Raphtalia that much. To be honest, I am a little anxious to find out what upset Raphtalia so much. Ren, no clue, she just operated as she pleased. Raphtalia, as I please? Don't joke around. When Raphtalia approached and heard Ren's complaint she snapped. Raphtalia, this person. This is Raphtalia's description of the events. After I left, Raphtalia was becoming anxious when waiting for Ren, due to what happened with Motoyasu. Fyro, is someone coming today? Raphtalia, yes, like Naofumi-sama who is a hero, the person coming today is called Ren-sama. Fyro, humph. Much earlier than Motoyasu, Ren showed up at the room. Ren, I'm coming in. Raphtalia, please. Ren enters the room after a knock. The first impression Ren received seemed to be a more tranquil feeling compared to Motoyasu. If anything, Ren doesn't talk very much. Ren, first of all I'll introduce myself. I am Ameki Ren, also known as the hero of the sword. My best regards for these next 2 days. Raphtalia, my best regards. My name is Raphtalia. Fyro. Ren crosses his arms and looks at Raphtalia and Fyro from head to toe. An awkward atmosphere was covering the area. Raphtalia, Ren, levels. Raphtalia, what? Ren, tell me what level you are. Raphtalia, sure, it's 42. Fyro, is the same as well. Fyro, yep. Ren, 42, isn't it impossible then? Raphtalia, Raphtalia did not understand what he meant by saying it was impossible so suddenly. Ren's companions were the same, they did not ask for any explanations. Maybe they got used to it after being together with him for so long. Well, due to following my efficiency principle, Raphtalia listens obediently. Ren, oh well, let's just go raise our levels for now. While saying that, Ren sends a party invite and Raphtalia accepts. Ren, before we leave, buy some medicine if necessary. Raphtalia, okay. Though Ren is blunt, Raphtalia responds willingly since they will be leveling up properly. Since I already distributed medicine, there was no need to buy any, thus they arrived at their island. Ren, well then, I'll judge how much you are able to fight. I will watch while we advance. Raphtalia, yes. Raphtalia has a sense of discomfort from the words Ren said. And so, they fought demons that came from the mountainside of the island. Ren, well, the enemies around here should be at an appropriate level. Raphtalia, there is little resistance though. Fyro ti. Due to the class up, Raphtalia and Fyro's offensive power rose considerably. As a result, the few demons felt weak. In fact, the enemies are being slaughtered with a single attack. What would the appropriate level be? Actually, is it even something you can compare with game knowledge after seeing? Ren, this area is appropriate for level 40s. You guys continue leveling here, I'll be heading somewhere else. Well, you guys seem pretty strong for level 40 anyway. While leaving that message, Ren runs off from the party. Those last words were a little unnecessary. If this is a net game, I'll return. Raphtalia, excuse me dash. Ren, I'll return in the evening. Fight until then. Gather the demons. Raphtalia, sure. Though the demons were weak, they still gave good experience, so Raphtalia continued to defeat demons. When it was evening, Ren returned and absorbed all the demons Raphtalia defeated into his sword. Raphtalia had slight feelings of having her commission stolen from the demons she defeated herself. Is she an NPC? Respect the other party a bit more. Raphtalia, that. Ren, what's up? Raphtalia, are we not going to fight together? Ren, your levels are not sufficient enough to fight. It is common sense for the weaker ones to make an effort to catch up. Raphtalia felt irritation at Ren's attitude. Do you lack common sense? I feel there is a large gap of common sense between me and Ren. If it was me, I would be going with them first and then ranking them. But, in net games there are restrictions one experienced gained when the levels are too far apart. However, in this world there doesn't seem to be such a restriction. Otherwise, when Fyro was still a chick she would not have been able to level up so fast. Anyway, after they entered the hotel they had a meal. Ren, well, I'm off to level up a little more. See ya. After Ren says so, he leaves quickly. Those words show that he is at least diligent in this world. Raphtalia convinced herself to go take a rest. So, the next morning. Ren, what is your level now? Raphtalia, let's see, it is 48 now. Raphtalia and Fyro both leveled from yesterday's fights. By the way, even if they aren't in the same party as me, the growth correction is still in effect since I am their master. Ren, well, it might be a little harsh. Ren looks up and mutters to himself for a bit before answering. Ren, let's go deeper today. We'll defeat demons together this time. Raphtalia, oh okay. Fyro, okay. Raphtalia was secretly relieved that she could finally have a proper fight. But not even an hour passed before she noticed that was a big mistake. Along the way, Ren asked about the magic and skills that Raphtalia and Fyro could use. So Raphtalia explained her illusion magic, and Fyro's sure kill technique. Ren, there was a similar skill, is it an original name? Raphtalia, Ren, never mind. While crossing the mountainside, they entered the hinterland in the middle of the island. A big demon with a single head called Karma Dog Familiar showed up. It seems to be a demon with long ears, and it resembles a big black dog. I wonder if the enemy was unpleasant enough to trigger Raphtalia's trauma. Ren, alright. You guys, fight as per my instructions. Raphtalia, okay. Fyro, what are we going to do dash? Ren, first, attract the demon's attention and avoid its attacks. Then, use your finisher attacks on it. A very sloppy strategy. Assault. Smash. Victory. Nothing is going to change. Raphtalia gave up on attacking the Karma Dog Familiar according to instructions and dodged. However, Ren was dodged to the spot first, so she had to move somewhere else. Ren, don't stay so close to me. Think about it. Raphtalia, oh okay. If it was me I would have praised her. While I think about it, Raphtalia and Fyro pulled maximum aggro on the enemy. Thanks to having never cooperated with Ren before, their timings didn't match, and his order to prioritize dodging. The result was, battle time was prolonged, and the battle with the Karma Dog continued while tiring out. During the fight, Fyro concentrated on attempting her arrow attack called High Quick. Ren Meteor Sword. Fyro dash. Move dash. Just as Fyro was charging out of the thicket, Ren appeared in front of her. Due to that, the magic was forced to change direction and fail. Karma Dog Familiar screamed and attacked Ren. Ren, damn, so it was too shallow. What are you doing? Hurry up and fight. Fyro Few dash. Raphtalia, Illusion Sword. Raphtalia as uses her special skill and hides herself to attack the Karma Dog Familiar's rear. However, Ren failed an attack and dodged towards Raphtalia, while he clicked his tongue. Raphtalia, why did you come here? Ren, think about it a little. After a while the Karma dog familiar was finally defeated. No wonder. Not only Raphtalia, but I am also getting irritated just listening to the story. Ren, seriously, when you guys fight, look around a little. You guys should be focusing on attracting its attention. Ren told Raphtalia, while confirming the Karma dog familiar's death. Immediately afterwards, something inside of Raphtalia snapped. Raphtalia, look around? That should be you. After watching Ren fight, Raphtalia brought it up. First of all, the Karma dog familiar is a boss-class demon that Ren had trouble fighting with himself. Also, during the fight, Ren was only focused on fighting alone. The boss was one that even Fyro's kicks only bent it back slightly. In Raphtalia's honest analysis, it would have been stronger than the zombie dragon. Raphtalia, you are the one that lacks strategy. You were the one that told us to avoid the attacks and use our finishers. However, you kept blocking our way. Ren, there is no mistake in my strategy. You guys just suck. Raphtalia, please don't joke around. I explained our finishers properly. Yet, why did you still obstruct us? Ren, I didn't obstruct anything. You guys just had to attract the enemy's attention. Raphtalia, then why did you not explain it? Ren, you should have known from observation. Raphtalia, please stop it. Raphtalia's patience reached the limit. Raphtalia, we do not get along well enough to cooperate together, there is no way we can fight together easily. Ren, that's why I am the damage dealer, defeating this guy. Raphtalia, honestly, you are a hindrance. Raphtalia personally disables the party and instructs Fyro. Ren, why you, what are you doing without permission? Raphtalia, please remain silent. While waiting through the bushes, another Karma dog familiar appears. Raphtalia made a party with Fyro who consented. After that, Raphtalia and Fyro killed the second Karma dog familiar in 1/3 of the time it took fighting with Ren. Raphtalia, we shall take our leave now, since it is more inefficient with us here. While being sarcastic, Raphtalia left with Fyro and fought easily until evening. Being concerned about the time wasted with Motoyasu, they hunted until it was very late. Ren, do you think such selfishness will be permitted? Raphtalia, what are you arguing about? Whether or not I have permission, who are you to decide? Ren, what was that? Truthfully, he is talking with a lot of assumptions. Requiring permission, it's something that players get reported to administration for. Naofumi, hey, you, who are you to give permission for anything? Ren. Ren averts my gaze and mumbles under his breath. Did you say it carelessly in a fit of rage? Still, I don't think Raphtalia is in the wrong after all. Though it wouldn't be beneficial to leave on bad terms. Naofumi, or do you really have such power? Raphtalia is my companion. If there is something she did wrong, then I will punish her. If Raphtalia did something, then explain the reason so I can understand. Renku. Hey there, something might be said to Shadow later. In any case, no matter the circumstance, I will defend Raphtalia. There is no reason for her to do anything wrong. Naofumi, what do you think a companion is? Do you think they are a chess piece that attracts attention from the enemy so that it doesn't come for you? In any case, this morning meeting is even shorter than with Motoyasu. Oh my! Raphtalia, if you keep doing such things, you will kill one of your companions someday. With that, Raphtalia angrily walks off back to the room. Ren shrugs selfishly and glares at me. Ren, your companion is selfish. Selfish people will die sooner. That remark could be called the howling of a loser. I sigh while looking at the sky. Ignoring your own rules and complaining. What can I say, there are more important problems to be worried about. Representative, are you alright? Ren-sama. Ren, yeah, it's no big deal. Ren walks off with his companions. It is a little ironic, it looks like he's walking off with a junior in a guild. I should stop worry about it. There are such types. Those people who follow rules without question, and those that make them selfishly. There are those that will take their juniors to a strong hunting field and kill them off. There's no meaning in cooperating. With that said, I would rather not challenge someone who I might not be able to beat. Well, that guy puts on a show of hunting alone. That might be the cause of their blind belief in Ren. They are annoying in games, guys that only seem reliable at first. When rare items appear, those types monopolize the rare items. The only thing you can do is watch. While that happens. MO type. An episode is chosen while going through the story. In net games it's possible to enjoy it by solo beating the last boss of the stage. However, when compared to a complete MMO game, the bosses there are terribly stronger. Full note, multiplayer online and massively multiplayer online. MO. I remember attempting such challenges and someone not getting the equipment he wanted. I remember the complaints of that guy. His occupation has a strong finisher, and he used a junior to stall for time in order to shoot it. In addition to challenging first-class dungeons, it was a wipe fest for members. Those that usually played solo would start complaining. And then, when participating in fights at a high level, their friends were unable to catch up. There are some net terms fit that Hiro-sama. There are various other nicknames as well. Besides, those that don't abide by the rules and slander others are reported to administration. Since I also ran a guild, I remember having to ban a few of those types. I thought he would be a bit more competent. Was it just my misunderstanding? I didn't think there would be someone besides Motoyasu that would anger Raphtalia so much. This, Itsuki might also cause something as well. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 93, Tavern. Evening that day. Accompanying an ill-humored Raphtalia, we entered a bar on the island for a change of mood. At first Raphtalia had an unhappy expression, but after a few minutes it was replaced with a smile. The bar was overflowing with vigor and noisy adventurers clamoring over each other. Some were talking about hunting grounds to raise levels, some were talking about accessories purchased that increase experience gained. That fraud trader is doing quite well. By the way, any bar fees for the heroes are paid by the queen. Such a place truly feels like a different world. Phiro. Ah! This place seems fun. Since Phiro is a bird. Did she take an interest in the music being played here? Naofumi, go for it. Don't cause any trouble though. Phiro. Phiro runs off with a pitter-patter and starts dancing to the music. As we sat down on a counter seat, our liquor was provided. I drank lightly. U-N. Even after coming to a different world, the taste of alcohol doesn't change. Feels like juice. Raphtalia, this is alcohol. Naofumi, well, it should be fine for you Raphtalia, since your body is that of an adult's. Raphtalia, okay. Somehow, the feeling of Raphtalia putting her mouth gingerly on the cup is one of a child drinking alcohol for the first time. Raphtalia, it's slightly bitter. Naofumi, yeah, I guess. Though for me it still feels like juice and water. I have never gotten drunk. Raphtalia, what does Naofumi-sama think of drinking alcohol? Naofumi, nothing particularly special, I don't have a hobby of it. I just drink due to social situations. Raphtalia, so that's how it is. Naofumi, there are people in my world who don't drink it at all, it should be the same in this one. Ren and Itsuki are minors, but in this different world, they are probably drinking. Ah! I discover Itsuki participating in a feast outside the bar. I thought you were a minor. Oh well, it's a different world after all. There shouldn't be any laws to punish him. The possibility of Ren drinking is also quite high. Naofumi, it might be good to measure how much you can drink. Raphtalia, right. Raphtalia puts the cup to her mouth and gulps down all the alcohol. Naofumi, how are you feeling? Raphtalia, let's see. I recall a banquet in my former world. There wasn't a sense of girls particularly avoiding alcohol. Well, Raphtalia has been accumulating a lot of stress recently, I wonder if this would be good for her. Since alcohol's original purpose since the primitive ages was to relieve day-to-day fatigue. She's a patient one after all. I'm quite interested in her real thoughts. Naofumi, hey, don't worry and drink. Raphtalia, okay. While recommending Raphtalia to drink, the bard's singing could be heard quite clearly. When I look, Phiro's demon form is singing along with the bard's performance. At first the bard was surprised, but after hearing Phiro's unexpectedly good singing, tension started to heat up. It's fine if they are enjoying it. It seems Motoyasu also notices Phiro singing. Leave it alone. Even you wouldn't pounce on her demon form. Motoyasu sing in your angel appearance, Phiro-chan. Phiro no. Alright. Everything seems fine. After 30 minutes. Raphtalia, can we please raise our levels with Naofumi-sama today? After drinking 15 cups of alcohol, Raphtalia speaks her thoughts to me. The line of being drunk is crossed ambiguously. Except for her slightly red cheeks, she appears somewhat sober still. The alcohol seems considerably strong. Though it's nice for keeping company, it would be troublesome for the effects to appear tomorrow. The boss of the bar couldn't hide his surprise at how heavy of a drinker Raphtalia is. Apparently, the demi-humans aren't especially resistant to alcohol. However, the grape-like fruits put on the counter are very delicious. The impression they give me are like condensed grapes, but also have a very refreshing aftertaste. Yet, after eating one, my hand inadvertently extends for another. No name, and that's game. A guy that lost arm wrestling fell down over here. Raphtalia, hey! We are talking here, please stop disturbing us. Raphtalia declares while in a bad mood. Usually she wouldn't say such things. Is it the effects of alcohol? Her stress was accumulating quite a lot. The cause may not be just Motoyasu and Ren. Thinking back, there was almost no rest while peddling, fighting the wave, and living as fugitives. Venting may be necessary. No name, ha! Don't complain until you win in an arm wrestle. Raphtalia, is that so? Fine. I'll be your opponent. Raphtalia rolls back her sleeve and declares her participation in the arm wrestling match. Well, it should be fine. It would be troublesome if someone got hurt though. But, these delicious grapes. Boss The boss of the bar anxiously talks to me. Naofumi, Boss, is this going to be alright? Naofumi, well, there shouldn't be a problem. Boss, no, that's not what I mean. Naofumi, yes. For some reason the boss of the bar's expression is pale. Why is he pale? No name, alcohol. Bring more alcohol. And with a very loud voice, a man brings a big barrel of grape-like fruits from the corner of the tavern. And stirs it. Is this the secret ingredient? Oh well, the fruits are delicious, so it's fine. The bar continues to bustle with such a feeling. As for Raphtalia's arm wrestling match, she insta-killed her opponent. Who the hell can defeat her in arm wrestling? And, there's yelling. Phiro is singing enthusiastically with the bard. It seems this change of pace was good. While thinking that, I throw more grape-like fruits into my mouth. No name, what are you doing? A man points at me and yells loudly. The whole bar falls silent in an instant. No name, you, eating the rukuru fruit directly, do you want to die? Naofumi, ha? Rukuru fruit. Since there was another bunch in the vicinity, I threw more into my mouth. Immediately after, the surroundings grew noisy. Is there something strange? Raphtalia na Naofumi-sama. What did you do? It seems Raphtalia has awoke from her drunken state due to the commotion. Naofumi, who knows? I don't understand why these guys are making a commotion. This taste could become a habit. It might even be my favorite. Let's have another. I throw more into my mouth. No name, you're still eating more. For some reason, the whole bar's attention is focused on me. Why on earth are you guys so surprised? Another one is thrown in. Motoyasu, what's wrong? Motoyasu sees what happens and approaches me. Naofumi, I don't know, these unpleasant guys are complaining about me eating this fruit. Motoyasu, interesting, that fruit must be very expensive, right? Naofumi, is that so? My bad. I'll pay later, so endure it for now. Shadow will pay the money if I ask. Since the queen is on my side, I can eat in peace. Boss, they are indeed expensive, but that's not the problem. The boss of the tavern answers badly. What is it? Boss, the rukuru fruit can only be drunk after mixing it with a big barrel of water. When you just eat such a thing. Naofumi, ha? What are you saying? I won't be fooled easily. Boss, no, the truth is. Motoyasu, Naofumi not getting drunk. Such a lie won't work on me. While saying that, Motoyasu picks up a rukuru fruit and throws it in his mouth. Motoyasu, oh, what a rich taste, this is delicious. Right after Motoyasu said so, he fell forward and collapsed. A loud crash resounded throughout the room. Haha. This guy's eyes turned all white. Speaking of which, is this fruit dangerous? No name be big trouble. The hero of the spear Sama ate a rukuru fruit and collapsed. No name quickly make him vomit it out. No name right. The bar was thrown into another commotion and Motoyasu was carried off. Seriously, isn't the fun atmosphere completely ruined now? However, this thing seems to be highly condensed alcohol. Naofumi Rafetalia, you want to eat one? Rafetalia no. Naofumi then, does Phiro want one? Phiro stopped singing, came to me, and brought the fruit close to her mouth. Suddenly, Phiro snapped her mouth shut and took her distance from me. Phiro no. Naofumi, you not being a glutton sure is rare. Phiro, that fruit, it's disgusting. For some reason her reaction is very bad. I didn't think Phiro could possibly refuse. No name, it's an uwebama eenieth. TL note, with the power of Rikikun and context, I figured out uwebami means heavy. Drink or. Google gave me an elephant inside a snake. No name, it's a monster. No name, even the god of alcohol would run away with his tail between his legs. The surrounding dissolves into chaos. This fruit, is there some kind of joke? I won't be fooled. Naofumi, I'm sorry for causing a disturbance. Shall we return to the hotel? Rafetalia, oh okay. As we are about to leave the bar that was still in an uproar. Naofumi, oh right, the gold will be paid later, a messenger from the hero of the shield will pay it, I think. While saying that to the boss of the tavern, we left the bar and headed back to the hotel to sleep. Later, there was an exaggerated rumor going around the island, it was about the hero of the shield being a monster in the shape of a person. Is the power of the Three Heroes Church still alive? Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 94, The Companions of the Bow Hero. Morning the next day. Naofumi, today I'll be heading to Itsuki's place. Rafetalia. Rafetalia frowns slightly. For something to already happen twice, I hope it isn't going to happen a third time. Since Itsuki has a strong sense of justice, he shouldn't be doing the same thing as Motoyasu and Ren. Naofumi, Itsuki only cares about his sense of justice, so don't worry too much. The other guys had their reasons. And it's only for 2 days. Just to be sure, I caution her. I think they would be fighting around that neighborhood. I'm not saying they should get along. I just hope that they can level normally. Still, unlike Motoyasu and Ren, the Bao can't fight alone. If I remember correctly, Itsuki's vanguard was his companion with flashy armor. Rafetalia, oh okay. I'll do my best. Phiro, have a nice day, master. After leaving the room, something pulled on my hair. Shadow, the hero of the Spear Dano, is taking a rest for today's companion exchange. Digazuru. Naofumi, did something happen? Shadow, treatment for Rokuru fruit poisoning. Digazuru. Naofumi, that fruit, huh? Is it due to constitution? I had no problems with it at all. It seems even in a separate world, I'm still as unaffected as I was in Japan. Isn't it a little strange that my body's constitution didn't change at all? Or, maybe the one Motoyasu ate was just laced with poison. Also, the reason I am fine might be due to the poison resistance granted from my shield. Is Motoyasu going to be sleeping all day? Since it's that guy, there should be a delicious event of being nursed by various women. His party structure is totally one from a gal game as well. I don't doubt that he'll rebound without trouble though. Shadow, due to that, the exchange between Hero of the Sword Dano and Hero of the Spear Dano will just be for tomorrow. Digazuru. Naofumi, humph. It's just right for Motoyasu. As for Ren, there shouldn't be any changes. Well, it's good for him since he won't have to deal with Bitch and her party for another day. Shadow, I received a strange report saying that the hero of the Shield Dano can really hold his alcohol. Digazuru. Naofumi, those fruits were extremely delicious. Did you pay the bar for me? Shadow, it was paid properly. Digazuru. Naofumi, then it's all good. Shadow, there is a rumor on the streets that you became the hero of the liquor, you know. Digazuruyo. I got attached to a strange rumor. How can I be anything with alcohol if I can't even get drunk? Naofumi, that's not me. Stick that title to Motoyasu. Shadow, it has already been stuck to Hero of the Shield Dano. Digazuru. Rather, I am interested in why you are denying it. Digazuru. Seriously, it's gotta be one of those. Either the poison resistance keeps me from getting drunk, or the alcohol here doesn't work on humans from my world. Shadow, you have arrived while we were talking Digazaru. This is the room where the hero of the Baudano's companions are staying Digazaru. After saying so, Shadow's figure disappears. Naofumi, now then. I knock on the door to the room anxiously. No name, go ahead. A normal reply came. It seems Motoyasu's place was the strange one. The door opened from the inside. No name, please come in. Hero of the Shield-san. After entering the room, I see Itsuki's companions all in relaxed positions. Different from Motoyasu's place where they were selfish, they are polite like wrens. They are very relaxed as well. However, didn't Motoyasu come earlier? Naofumi, I am Iwatani Naofumi, hero of the shield. I will be responsible for the last personnel exchange. We will be acting together for 2 days. Nice to meet you. I confirm the number of companions Itsuki has while exchanging greetings. 5 people, huh? That guy wearing the armor is crossing his arms patronizingly. I have a bad feeling about this. However, when our eyes met, he stopped. Armor, right, nice to meet you too. We are Itsuki-sama's bodyguards. Please watch us fight, hero of the Shield-san. Bodyguards. An amazing word just appeared. Crap, I just laughed. What the hell is that guy doing? I somehow suppress my smile. Armor indeed, we 5 are Itsuki-sama's guards. Girl, I'm sorry. I was asked to go buy something. The door behind me flew open and someone ran in. When I turn around, I see a single girl carrying a tool bag on her back. Girl, a hero of the Shield-sama has already arrived. I wonder how old she is, should be around 14 years old? She gives off somewhat of a childish feeling. She looks to be brought up well, and her genes look good. If it was Motoyasu, he would have hit on her. She's petite though. Doesn't seem very suitable for combat to me. Does she fight by magic? Though this voice is familiar. If I'm not mistaken, she was the one that explained the Tsuvate aura that I learned. You can't really tell at a glance, but it seems she may be extremely knowledgeable. No name, Rishia is so slow. Hey, introduce yourself. Rishia, oh okay. Armor, the 6 of us are Itsuki-sama's guards. Didn't you just say there were 5 of you a while ago? It seems one of them went shopping. The atmosphere somehow feels disturbing. No name then, should we just go for now? Armor, I guess so. We must receive teachings on our battling from the hero of the Shield-san. Naofumi, sure. I wonder. This tension. I feel that I can't keep up with it. It seems there is no need to prepare anything, thanks to that girl going shopping earlier for all the necessary items. As our party sets out, a feeling of anxiety remains. When passing by the market, I witness a huge crowd gathering around the swindling merchant. It seems he's doing quite good. We got on the ship for transportation, but the ship is quite small for the 7 of us. Well, there isn't any space to walk, but since it's low tide we should be fine. The coral reef sure is beautiful. No name, Rishia, move close to the edge more. Rishia, any more and I'll fall over. What is it? Is the childlike Rishia's position very weak? Before long, following a big wave, a loud splash was heard. Rishia gaba gaba. Note, I assume she is drowning, as I do not know proper drowning noises besides glug glug or something along those lines. I will be sticking with the Ramaji. Sure enough, Rishia fell into the sea. No name, she fell. I grasp Rishia's childlike hand and pull her back on the ship. Armor, seriously, you are bothering the hero of the Shield-san. Naofumi, nah, the reason she fell was cause of you guys. Since the boat is narrow, there should be no problem for her small childlike stature. Frankly, these other guys are taking up way too much space. Naofumi, perhaps if you guys remove your armor and equipment, there would be more room. That flashy armor is taking up the most space. What on earth is up with this guy? Rishia, it can't be helped. Naofumi, what, can't be helped? What is going on? Anyway, I pass Rishia a towel so that she can wipe of her childlike body. Note, yes, he is calling her small a lot, I'm feeling a little creeped out as well. Rishiati, thank you very much. Naofumi, make sure not to catch a cold. Rishia, oh okay. She seems like a timid child. The ship arrived at the island, and we got off. This place seems to be full of hunting grounds. 7 people is a lot. Naofumi, well then, the question now is, how do you guys usually fight with Itsuki? Armor hero of the Shield-san. Can you do something about how you call Itsuki-sama? The guy who the flashy armor has an attitude and asks me. This guy again? Naofumi wa. Armor please, at least add some honorics when saying his name. What did you just say? Whatever I call Itsuki is up to me to decide. To think someone wants to correct me and tell me to add honorifics? It seems that they are extremely loyal. Naofumi, let me warn you, I am the hero of the shield, and I will be treated the same as the other heroes. Why should I have to address him like that? Armor incorrect, hero of the Shield-san, you are not as active as Itsuki-sama, therefore hero of the Shield-san must show respect to Itsuki-sama. What a complaint! It's an irrational argument. What this guy is getting at, when looking around I see that, excluding one person, everyone has the same opinion. Furthermore, that one person is the childlike Rishia. I don't know what their real intentions are, but this is quite problematic. Naofumi, what do you think you're saying? In respect to activity, since Itsuki is operating undercover all the time, wouldn't his activities not be recognized? He's been going on a journey of social reforms, but there are barely any rumors. Naofumi, activity? Isn't Itsuki's reputation as a hero the plainest? I haven't heard anything about the hero of the Bao's activities anywhere. Armor bastard, you're just a criminal. In an instant, Shadow appears behind him with a dagger to his throat. Shadow, hero of the shield Dano, is not guilty. Digazuru. By the authority of the Queen, anyone ridiculing hero of the shield Dano will be punished accordingly. Digazuru. Armor's face is full of surprise from the sudden events. Just like bitch, his eyes are swimming. He's just being warned for slandering though. Shadow, especially since denouncing hero of the shield Dano is a felony. Digazuru. The act of betraying a hero's trust is something that must never be done. Digazuru. It's fine to think it, but don't say it. Oh well, did Itsuki's companions not believe in my innocence yet? Itsuki's sense of justice is unusually strong. Did his narrow-mindedness infect his companions as well? Armor goo. Armor glares at me bitterly. Naofumi, hey, I think this guy wants to return first. Shadow, hero of the shield Dano, saying something like that is troublesome. Digazaruga. Naofumi, well. It's just one person not raising his level. I think it would be better for our hunting as well. It seems I have become a synonym for evil somehow. This guy has probably been with Itsuki for too long, he has been brainwashed. Shadow, at any rate, I expect you to answer properly when asked. Digazaruyo. Armor tch. After Shadow disappeared, Armor clicked his tongue in vexation. Naofumi, hey, let's talk for now. Armor, when we fight, Itsuki-sama is always defending us from the rear. Naofumi, I see dash. Well, he does fight with a bow after all. Do the people in this world even understand the advantage of long-ranged combat? When anything life-threatening happens, Itsuki will always save them. Though I think he's only attack at long distances when he gains favor, I'll refrain from asking now. Rishia, let's just go defeat some demons for now. Rishia said aloud shyly. We began to talk one after another. And then, we encounter a demon. Armor jumps in front, and his companions follow him. Armor now. Hero of the Shield-san. Attack it. Naofumi, why are you depending on me suddenly? Would Itsuki knock his bow here? Naofumi, use your head a little, think about my job. Armor takes some damage from the demon's attack to buy time for his companions. Meanwhile, his companions are attacking the demon. I get that they have cooperation, but with me here the strategy is wrong. Naofumi, you, stand back. I tell Armor to get back, and I stand in front of the demon. It's still small fry. It's not even itchy. Armor goo. Armor voices his vexation. Are you envious at how calm I am? I think you being able to use a weapon is even more enviable. Naofumi, and then, Itsuki would get the final attack with the bow. Armor, right, even a little of his power does major damage. Well, it's just an average way of fighting. However, it feels like these guys are a human wall. No name to Itsuki-sama has the most outstanding offensive power among us all. Our role is to maximize his power. A different warrior in armor answers. There is no reason to approach if he can attack from long distance though. In short, wouldn't this make Itsuki have to be careful of friendly fire by mistake? Rishia afterwards, I assist in recovery. Naofumi, what about magic support? They can't be just dealing with Itsuki alone. Naofumi, I guess I'll do it if the occasion demands it. Rishia, me too. Well, that's about it. Their cooperation with me isn't the same as Ren's part, but at least it works. Though the degree of cooperation from Ren's party is unnecessary. Naofumi, alright, since the defense can be taken care of by me, you guys in armor just focus on attacking. Armor, can you take it all? Armor declares with a provoking feeling. This guy again? Does Armor have a grudge against me or something? Naofumi, of course, I don't have to act like I'm uninjured, unlike you. There is no need to be cautious against small fry of this level. In the first place, I could fully block the Pope's all-out attack. This guy was there too, so he should understand. Armor bastard. For some reason this guy in flashy armor has quite a lot of pride. He complains whenever I do anything. Though I say that, our hunt proceeded without problems, not random adventurer, you bastard. To kill steal the demon that I knocked down. Your right to live is forfeit. Rishia Hai. Armor dealt the finishing blow to a demon that a random adventurer was fighting. No name, don't break the rules of the island. Our bad, this guy just had a slight misunderstanding. Enough already, I just want to return soon. This is as difficult as Motoyasu's party. The lecture on our first day here was completely forgotten about. We were warned to never steal a kill on a demon that another adventurer is fighting. This guy seems to be convinced that he is a special existence. What the hell did Itsuki teach? Naofumi, my head feels heavy. And then, after fighting a while, I noticed that the childlike Rishia fights very clumsily. When I think she would stab the enemy with a sword, she recites magic and casts recovery on someone who is injured. Though, it was already too late. It feels like she doesn't have a grasp on her own role. I should pay close attention. Armor Rishia, move forward more. Armor Rishia, fall back. Armor Rishia, recovery. Hurry up. Armor Rishia, recite magic. Rishia, oh okay. I gave up thinking about it, since her bumbling about was always late. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 95, The Disease of Justice. It was around noon, so I went to get something to eat, but... Rishia. It's time for lunch, Armor, TL lunch is said in English. Why yes. Rishia. The armored guy orders the childish Rishia to bring out lunch. He's acting quite high and mighty. And why English? Well, my shield is currently acting as a translator, I shouldn't worry about his phrasing. You can do that much by yourself, Rishia. What are you saying? In this party, you are the newest. You're assigned to odd jobs. Armor. Ha. Naofumi. No coherent words escape my mouth. What? Newest? Eh? The hero party system member system may be organized like a company, but it's a bit different, isn't it? Rishia is distributing lunch among her party members. There also seems to be a hierarchy she has to follow when giving out the food. Each time, she stops in front of a different person, bows, says their name and goes on. I brought my own lunch, but with Itsuki's comrades, the portions seem to be decreasing as Rishia continues to distribute. The first person is the one with flashy armor. He gets a large piece of meat still on the bone, and a sandwich with another large piece of meat in it. The second person looks like a soldier. He gets a sandwich and a piece of grilled fish. The third person. And so it went on. From the remaining bag, Rishia takes out some fruit, and starts eating them. What the hell is this? Can't they just share food evenly? This is... Do you have a hierarchy going on here? Naofumi. In response to my question, the other heroes nod as if stating the obvious. Of course, our positions are decided by how much we are trusted by Itsuki, and our contributions to the group. Isn't it great? Does the hero of the shield wish to hear more about Itsuki-sama's greatness? No name. No, not particularly. Naofumi. Don't be like that. After we met Itsuki, the first time we awakened to the voice of justice was armor. And the companions of the bow went into a lengthy story about the hero of the bow's accomplishments, praising him at every corner. I don't remember the contents of the story, and I don't want to either. The stories were all about him hiding from the public eye and purging evildoers. And about how through these actions, Itsuki convinced his party that he was the hero who would save the world. Is this supposed to be a religious cult? He already seems to be their messiah. Anyways, here is my analysis. The fact that Itsuki is always punishing evildoers leads to the belief that these people are always on the side of good. And thus anyone who opposes them can immediately be labeled as evil. This eventually led to their current tyrannical behavior. I believe there was a name for this type of person. In a movie I saw a while ago, a foreign police officer continually defeated evildoers. Is he delusionally trying to be like that? The police would be in big trouble if those people actually existed. I can't remember the name of the movie now. I believe it was derived from. As no large criminals were at large, his twisted sense of justice would cause him to issue the death penalty to small-scale sinners as well. He would then kill them, giving the excuse that they resisted. This is tiring, Naofumi. Even after we had finished hunting, Itsuki's companions continue to speak of his accomplishments at the inn. I didn't really level up. My attacks became dull after I had learned about their hierarchical behavior. I'm not getting any good organizational advice either, am I? They even continued talking when I was in the bath. I am sick of it. Fu, Naofumi. After the bath, I go outside to look around. More like I can't stand to hear those people anymore. It's quite nice out here. I think I'll hide until they're finished. Is what I thought when I hear footsteps behind me. I turn around. And see the childish Rishia coming back with a bag from the island's convenience store. Ah, it's the hero of the shield, Rishia. Yeah, why are you here? Naofumi. I was sent out to buy stuff. Rishia. I see, Naofumi. Because she's at the bottom of the pyramid? I'm surprised she can stand this environment that is getting infinitely close to bullying. She's treated like a pack mule. She didn't even get to introduce herself. This is like a company with Itsuki at the top, and this girl at the bottom. I've been through a lot, so I can kinda understand. I'm also a little interested. Hey! Naofumi. Yes. Rishia. Why do you remain in that party? Naofumi. It's probably uncomfortable, and they are a group that will do anything to accomplish their justice. I would never be able to remain in that group. I won't ask her to come to my party, but both Motoyasu's and Ren's would be more bearable than this. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I just got here. Rishia. I'm asking why you don't leave despite everything they do to you. Naofumi. Ah, that's because I have been saved by Itsuki before. Rishia. Is that so? Naofumi. Yes, Rishia. Rishia began to explain the circumstances surrounding her joining of Itsuki's party. To put it simply, Rishia was the daughter of a fallen nobleman. Her family had little money and just barely scraped through. The village was ruled by a noble family that was obtaining their funds through illegal means, and Rishia's parent tried to sabotage their operations. But all of their money was secretly taken by those people. All the villagers who also raised complaints against the noble family were silenced. And then, as Rishia's family had no money left to pay taxes, the nobleman proposed that they could give Rishia in place of money. They threatened that they would kill her family if her parents didn't comply. It seemed like a situation that Itsuki would pounce on readily. That evening, Itsuki and his companions infiltrated the villainous noble's mansion and used the authority of the hero to put an end to their dealings and save Rishia. It seemed that Rishia felt greatly in debt to her saviors, and decided to join Itsuki's party. I really want to repay Itsuki for saving me. Rishia. From my point of view, everything that Itsuki is doing is pointless, however, from Rishia's point of view, he must seem like a true hero. I clearly felt Rishia's gratitude towards Itsuki in her story. She had much more purpose than those other members who were just feeding their egos by playing hero. I see, so you have it tough. Naofumi. Yes. It's not going very well. Rishia. From the way I see it, you are more suited to play rear guard. Naofumi. She seems to be adept in magic, and on the front line, everyone treats her as a nuisance. Her companions are also to blame. If she can use a sword, cast magic and preform healing, shouldn't they be making better use of her? This may be because the party has too many members. No one notices the specialties of an individual member. I've never had any talent, I scare easily and I'm a klutz. If I had to pick something, I guess magic is my specialty, but Itsuki prefers members who take the vanguard, so when classing up I selected a class with higher close combat skills. Rishia. Naofumi. So because she has ignored her strengths and focused on her weaknesses, she has been unable to improve. While Itsuki's fighting style does involve everyone being on the front line, if you throw an amateur on the front line, there's no point. Try not to be a jack of all trades, but a master of all trades, Naofumi. TL, he is saying don't be half-hearted. If you're going to do them all, master them all. Yes. Rishia. She seems to have a lot of heart despite her size, she should be fine. I had fallen to the very bottom before, and had crawled back to where I am with my own strength. If Rishia works hard, she should become a useful party member. I'm sorry for keeping you for so long. I'll return with you so the others don't get mad. Naofumi. Thank you. Rishia. And that's how that night came to a close. Armor and the others tried to reprimand Rishia for being late, so I had to come in between them. The next day was just one long headache. Why must I put up with this? Like a curse, rumor had spread that a merchant was selling fraudulent goods. Itsuki's companions were discussing how to deal with the situation. By the way, I told them that I had already dealt with the fraudulent merchant and that he had had a change of heart, so the curtain had closed on that problem. If it was just me, I doubt they would have believed me, but Shadow helped corroborate my story. It took a while before they seemed satisfied with my explanation. For the love of Naofumi. We were hunting Karma rabbit familia in the deeper parts of the island. They weren't strong, but they weren't exactly weak. I kept the monsters contained, so defeating them wasn't exactly difficult, but this party's attack power was way below expectations. The party seemed to be based upon acting as a barrier to allow Itsuki to attack from afar, so its damage output was severely lacking. If I was with Raphatalia or Phiro, it would only take a few minutes to defeat these monsters. I finally completed the conditions to unlock the Karma Rabbit Familia Shield. Karma Rabbit Familia Shield. Abilities, Sealed. Equipment bonus, Scan, Small. I'm not sure if he simply disliked my fighting style, but Armor left the party. If Raphatalia or Phiro had a problem, they would probably tell it to me before leaving. After Armor left, the soldier-like guy began to act strange. He initially took on a high and mighty attitude, but he eventually left the party as well. This continued for a while until the only one left was Rishia. Of course, this allowed Rishia, who could take on any role, to shine. By the time the sun reached its peak in the sky, we had safely finished hunting and had boarded the ferry back to the previous island. Not that I care at this point, but Armor and friends are on the same ship. I'm not sure if they think that Itsuki will be mad at them, but they seem to not want to return to the inn. Talking to them will be a pain. I look at the ocean and calm my heart. These 2 days were the worst. I didn't even get much information on Itsuki and I wasn't able to recruit anybody. But finally this crappy information exchange is over. As I stare at the sea, I remember the events of the morning. That's right. This morning Rishia gave me a piece of ore. She said it was her way of saying thanks for listening to her story last night. At the time, I had thought, as expected of nobles, even if they have fallen, they still raised such a nice girl. However, now that I look back at it, her behavior back then was quite strange. It's a jewel that Itsuki regularly collected, though I don't know its use. Rishia. Is what she said. At first I thought it was a material for modifying accessories, but if he regularly collects it, it must be for daily use. Once I get back, I have to meet with the other heroes. I guess I'll ask Motoyasu or Ren at that time. Author note, TL, yes, the actual author note, the mental state Naofumi is referring to is called Dirty Harry Syndrome. I did not write it as it is the name of a movie. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 96, The Bow Hero and My Companions. I returned to the main island on boat by the afternoon. I pray that Raphtalia isn't angry. As I pray and walk back to the hotel, I see that as usual, Phiro is waiting for me at the front. Again, while thinking that, I notice Itsuki sitting nearby with a fed-up expression. Phiro, hey, come on, hey. Why? Whyy. Come on. Itsuki, no, I am dash. Phiro, I am isn't an answer. Tell me. Hey, come on, hey. So, contrary to my expectations, instead of Raphtalia, Phiro is constantly inquiring Itsuki about something. What is it? I have no idea what is going on. Itsuki, Naofumi-san. When Itsuki see me, he approaches with Phiro is still clinging to him, and points at her. Itsuki, please hurry up and take this child back. Ever since I got back here, she has not stopped barraging me with questions. Phiro, it would be bad to leave since master told me to stay with you all the way while he wasn't here. Right? Anyway, tell me the real reason, hey, come on, hey. Why won't you tell me? Phiro is extremely curious about something and continues barraging Itsuki with questions. This is the first time I've seen Phiro like this. Naofumi, did Raphtalia tell you to pester him? Phiro, nnn, it's different. Phiro just wants to know. Though after that, Raphtalia Oni-chan got mad. Naofumi, so it happened after all. I expected this after seeing Itsuki's party. The leader of armor and them is Itsuki after all. Every action follows his code of justice. Itsuki, this girl did more than that other one who left halfway, but she keeps bothering me with the same question. Phiro, come on, tell me. He. Armor this bird. To think you have the nerve to annoy Itsuki-sama. Phiro, You want to play with Phiro. Itsuki, stop it. She is not someone you can easily beat, she is the companion of a hero after all. So. You shouldn't be fighting. Itsuki warns the flashy armor who is about to go berserk. Well, to be honest, it's pretty obvious that the end result would be Phiro toying with armor. In the worst case, we would be seeing dirty fireworks being launched. I guess Itsuki would also know what would happen to armor if he got kicked by Phiro as well. Naofumi, I'll warn you now. What did you do to Raphtalia? She got angry, even after I warned her to turn a blind eye to his sense of justice. Though, Raphtalia shouldn't have snapped over something like that. I'm not saying Raphtalia is at fault, maybe she just lacks some patience. Even so, regardless of what Raphtalia may or may not have done, I won't hold back venting on his group. Since Armor and his buddies have boycotted me wonderfully. Naofumi, also, make sure you manage your companions a little better. The only one who fought seriously to the end was Rishia. Armor, that's not it. We just couldn't fight well together with the hero of the Shield-san. Naofumi, no matter how you word it, it's the same thing. Itsuki, it's the same here. What is with your companions? Oh my, it seems that we have an unproductive and mutual dispute with each other on our hands. Frankly, I'm getting tired of dealing with Armor. Naofumi, for the time being, let's not try to decide who is in the wrong. Since we are both calling each other's companions terrible. Itsuki, fine. Then it's over, but I request your help. Without you, it seems that stopping Phiro-san is impossible. That's quite rare, since he is the Itsuki with an unusually strong sense of justice. Is Phiro's question that hard to answer? Itsuki, this matter is merely on hold. We will meet and talk about this tonight. Naofumi, will talk then. Since your companions were terrible as well. It seems that the situation is too tense to exchange information. I just pray that I won't be blamed for this situation by the other heroes. Phiro, he still hasn't told me yet. Naofumi, Phiro, give it up. No matter how much you ask that guy, he won't answer. Phiro, Really, it seems Phiro really wants to know. I'm quite worried about what happened. Naofumi, so? Where is Raphtalia? Phiro, over there. Fyro points to the same location as before. Ha, good grief. Is it my fault that all the heroes are causing problems? Just like before, as Raphtalia was waiting for me, her tail is all puffed up. Naofumi, I'm back. Raphtalia, Naofumi-sama. As soon as Raphtalia hears my voice, she starts running to me. Naofumi, what in the world happened? Raphtalia, actually, I don't really want to hear it, but Raphtalia began talking about the staff exchange with Itsuki. While feeling uneasy, Raphtalia was waiting for Itsuki. Fyro, who is it today? Raphtalia, it's going to be the hero of the bow, Itsuki-sama. Fyro, he dash. That person with the strange hair is coming. Raphtalia seems like it. It seems in consideration for me, she decided that she would try not to get mad at Itsuki and endure it. Itsuki came later than Ren, but earlier than Motoyasu. There was an audible door knock. Raphtalia, go ahead. Itsuki, excuse me. After knocking on the door politely, Itsuki entered the room. Itsuki, I am the hero of the bow, Kawasumi Itsuki. My best regards for these next 2 days. Raphtalia, yes, and my name is Raphtalia. Please teach us well, hero of the bow-sama. Fyro. The self-introductions ended simply. At that time, out of all the heroes, she had the best impression from his politeness. It's like she is saying I'm bad. Am I actually? Though I was rarely ever courteous, since I would have been taken advantage of. Itsuki, shall we go level up at once? Raphtalia, yes, preparations are already done. Fyro, yet. Let's go dash. Thus, Raphtalia departed with Itsuki. It seems that before arriving at the hunting grounds, Itsuki had a meeting with Raphtalia regarding the methods they would use to fight. Well, since time traveling is wasted anyway. Raphtalia and Fyro explained the characteristics of their finishers, and their levels, while also explaining what types of demons they have fought on the island. Itsuki wanted to gather a large quantity of demons in one area. Then he would special skills to defeat them. That was it. It seems that besides me, Raphtalia found that Itsuki was a hero worthy of respect. There were also some stories about his strong sense of justice too, but that should be natural for heroes. She said that, it didn't take too long to discover how big of a mistake that was. Itsuki, alright, Raphtalia-san, you guys can do quite a lot, so we should be able to go quite far. Raphtalia, okay. And so, they advanced towards the middle of the island. Itsuki, I found a demon. I'll pull it, so get ready to fight. Raphtalia at. Itsuki knocked his bow and shot an arrow at a demon that was quite far away. The arrow hit the demon right on, and it started approaching, but Adventurer Wa. An adventurer who was trying to fight the demon watched it go with an astonished expression. Adventurer, Itsuki, do you have a problem? Didn't we take the first attack? As a matter of fact, Itsuki answered what Raphtalia and the adventurer have been thinking. The rules weren't broken, but it's still quite provoking. This behavior is called mobbing in net games. Whether it's acceptable or unacceptable depends on the game, so I can't make any sweeping statements. Speaking of which, wasn't Itsuki under the impression that this was a console game world? Well, it's not something worth worrying about. Or can he still not tell the difference between this and a game? Adventurer, never mind. It's not a violation of the rules. However, while they were thinking of it, the demon approached and Raphtalia attacked it with her sword. Since it was a weak demon, it was easily killed. Fyro also slaughtered the demons that Itsuki attracted with his bow in one shot. Though, Raphtalia felt that Itsuki's attacks unexpectedly lacked power. The time he attacked was little as well. By the way, I didn't know, but it seems Itsuki's quiver endlessly produces arrows for his bow. The arrows appear simply by tightening his grip on the bow. While deep in though, they kept advancing. Wherever they went, Itsuki would do a preemptive attack on the demons that any adventurers were trying to go for. Raphtalia, Itsuki-sama, could you please not perform those actions against the demons? Adventurers want to fight. Itsuki, what are you saying? It's the law that we can kill it since we attacked first. Even the Lord of this island said that there are too many demons and it's troubling, so we are fighting any demons we come across. Raphtalia, but Itsuki, a demon is coming. Please fight. Raphtalia felt that something was off. And then, while Raphtalia was in the middle of thinking, she felt that Itsuki's attack power and the times he attacks is very little. Raphtalia learned Itsuki's level earlier. Since 75 was quite high, Raphtalia decided to trust him. Compared to Motoyasu and Ren, that attack power was too low. While approaching the center of the island, her convictions changed to doubt. Demons called Karma Squirrel Familiar appeared. They were attacked by a group of small black demon squirrels. They were hard to fight due to their quick attacks and numbers. Raphtalia and Phiro both fought, but it seems that these demons have a habit of calling their companions. For anyone that got knocked down, another one take its place. Furthermore, the reinforcements weren't just from the same family, they also called in high level demons like the magenta frog. Raphtalia Itsuki-sama. Hurry up, use your area of effect attacks. Itsuki understood. Please wait a second. Arrow shower. Itsuki aims his bow to the sky and shoots an arrow. The arrow flew up and started multiplying itself, and rained down, but it wasn't enough to defeat the Karma Squirrel familiars. Raphtalia T. It couldn't be helped due to low attack power. While following Itsuki's strategy, Raphtalia continued to exert herself and fight. Phiro is the origin of power. Phiro has read and deciphered a law of nature. Blow them all away with a raging tornado. Tsuvate tornado. With perfect timing, Phiro sends a bunch of demons flying. Though, the disadvantage due to numbers is still prevalent. Raphtalia expected that if I had been there to trap all the demons in a prison, she could have blown them all away with magic. At the time, Raphtalia was about to receive a serious attack from a demon when Itsuki Falcon Strike. At that moment, Itsuki fired off an arrow that turned into a bird of flame and instantly destroyed the demon that was about to attack Raphtalia. Furthermore, Itsuki fire arrow squall. Arrows of flame started pouring around the vicinity, and all the demons were wiped out. Itsuki, are you alright? Raphtalia, why yes. While looking at Itsuki with a skeptical gaze, Raphtalia looked around at the demon corpses. In that instant, Raphtalia was ashamed to admit she thought Itsuki was cool. Why? I think, at that moment he should have been naturally cool. Raphtalia, I was saved. Itsuki, that's good. Phiro, hey. Phiro pecked Itsuki's back with her beak. Itsuki then turned around to look at Phiro. And Phiro asks Itsuki with a face full doubt. Phiro, hey, why did you hold back your power? Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 97, Lies. Et. Naofumi. At that time, Raphtalia was explaining things to me. I felt an unexpected aura coming from her. Phiro also has some aptitude for sensing presences, and she backs away. Well, it's more like she lives by her instincts, she can interpret subtle signs. Raphtalia was able to link all the unfortunate events that occurred until now, and make deductions. Based on that. What could you be talking about? Itsuki. This is that, isn't it? Itsuki did nothing until Raphtalia and Phiro were in trouble. It's like that. In action anime, when the hero's comrades were mere millimeters from death, the main character would make a flashy entrance and rescue them. That situation comes to mind. I was an otaku before I came to this world, I did think those scenes were cool. But those scenes don't really exist in reality. Do you think Phiro didn't realize it? From the start, the bow person was watching without doing anything, wasn't he? Phiro. I'm asking what you mean by doing nothing. Itsuki. The spear guy, the sword guy and master have relaxed before, but the bow guy was way more relaxed. But whenever we were about to get hit, the arrow would come flying out. Phiro. Phiro extends her wings and gestures to show a rain of arrows. So Itsuki was loafing around waiting for the moment to act cool. I'm saying, I wasn't doing nothing. Itsuki. Then why didn't you use the skill you used before again? Phiro. That's because of my SP and the cooldown time, Itsuki. Shouldn't you have thought of that beforehand? I think that would make fighting easier. Phiro. Phiro's inquisition began. Raphtalia, who had pretty much reached the same conclusion, does not stop Phiro. Phiro knows. Bow person, you didn't prepare any arrows until Raphtalia Onichan was getting into a pinch. Phiro. Wait, what? Raphtalia. You're wrong. There's no way I would do that. Itsuki. Then why didn't you fire any arrows? Fyro. Fyro is asking questions like a child, you know when small children just ask long series of questions without visible animosity. No, I did fire them, Itsuki. No, the gap between your skills this time was longer than the gap between the previous skills, Fyro. Fyro corners Itsuki with a barrage of questions. And from Fyro's mouth, complaints come one after the other. At first I thought that it was just that sort of weapon, but back then, I realized I was wrong. Hey. Why is Bao person holding back? Fyro. And I'm saying that I wasn't holding back. Itsuki. And whenever Onichan seemed like she was going to get hit, why did you look a little happy? Fyro. What? Itsuki. I was getting close to my boiling point, and was about to release my frustration. I think Raphtalia sensed this. Fyro's childish inquisition shows no signs of stopping. You're wrong. Why is this child saying such things? Itsuki. Hey, why won't you tell Fyro? Fyro. Fyro continues to pressure Itsuki, while tilting her head with a face full of curiosity. Finally, Raphtalia, who has also had enough, joins Fyro in her questioning. If you could shoot attacks that powerful, why didn't you do that from the beginning? Raphtalia. And I'm saying there was a problem with my SP and cooldown time, so, Itsuki. We had bought you plenty of time to recover SP. If you had shot an arrow at the beginning, the previous battle would have been much easier. Also, if you are that strong, why don't you shoot your arrows? Do you have any intention of winning? Raphtalia. I have my reasons. Every time I use my bow, I lose SP. Itsuki. Hey, why won't you tell us the truth? The bow person is lying. Fyro can tell. Fyro. Is what she says. What do you have to say for yourself? Raphtalia. Raphtalia is so angry that I can sense magic power seeping out of her. I think Itsuki could sense Raphtalia's anger as well. When you shoot your bow, do you really lose something? Raphtalia. Why yes, Itsuki. Well, if something is draining it should also replenish. Naofumi told me that SP recovers quite quickly, Raphtalia. Even if it drains that quickly, there should be a limit. He should have enough SP to fire off consecutive skills to some extent. But there's no reason for him to hold back at this point. Hey, are you possibly trying to act cool like the spear guy? Fyro. Why you wrong? Do I look like someone who would show off like Motoyasu, Itsuki? Itsuki's proud demeanor has vanished, and he is desperately denying the accusations. But the perceptive Raphtalia only saw confirmation of her statements. You know. I thought that because whenever me or Onichan seem to get into a pinch, your eyes seem to sparkle. Fyro. Fyro points her finger at Itsuki and strikes a pose. Her eyes are also sparkling. They describe what seems to be the objection. Pose here. Raphtalia is staring holes into Itsuki. And when we get out of pinches by ourselves, you seem to make a sad face and you put down your bow. Fyro. There's no way I would do that, I'm a hero, you know. Itsuki. Then tell me, how much SP does each skill take, how much cooldown time do you need? Raphtalia. Each shot takes around half of my SP, and the refill time is 15 minutes, Itsuki. Your eyes are looking down. Bow person, that's the same face you were making when you were lying. Fyro. Raphtalia's hate is only growing. It seems she will cut him down if he lies again. Well, Raphtalia probably won't go that far. It's not a lie. What could this child be saying? Itsuki. Then the next time we meet that enemy, please shoot it in the beginning. It's already been 15 minutes, so you should be able to do it. We'll watch over you. What the hell are you saying? Itsuki. I want to check if you're telling the truth. I believe in you. Please use your arrows until your SP runs out. After that, retreat to a safe area, and we'll help you. Fyro. Do you plan on making me fight alone? Itsuki. There's no problem, we want to see just how strong the hero of the bow really is. The hero of the spear did this too. Raphtalia. And so, Raphtalia pressured Itsuki into fighting. And, as if on command, another Karma Squirrel Familia appeared. Raphtalia went into hiding and began counting with her own heart rate. The Karma Squirrel Familia charged, and Itsuki fared quite well. He unleashed a large rain of arrow on the incoming enemy. It dealt a lot of damage. That attack was much more potent than any of the ones he used when fighting with us. Raphtalia. It was a coincidence, how strange. Itsuki. Your arrows had much more power behind them than before. Fyro. Fyro continued to corner Itsuki. And then. Falcon Strike. In one shot, every single one of the Karma Squirrel Familia lay down dead. Itsuki wipes off his sweat. You're out. Raphtalia. Ha. Itsuki. It has only been 6 minutes since you last attacked. Even for exaggeration, this is too much. Raphtalia. Are you sure it's not your imagination? Itsuki. That's enough. I can no longer trust a liar like you. Raphtalia. And with that, Raphtalia left the party. Why are you just going to leave like that? Itsuki. As long as you lie, I cannot leave the back line to you, and I cannot fight in the front to protect you. Raphtalia. The road back had little danger, and Raphtalia was easily able to return by herself. Fyro was still curious about why Itsuki was holding back, so she stayed in the party and kept pestering him. Oni-chan, Fyro will fight with the bow person. Fyro. Yes, that will probably bring less trouble to Naofumi. But you shouldn't trust that man. Raphtalia. Understood. Fyro. And that's how, in just the first day, Raphtalia left the party and went to level on her own. She vented all her anger on the poor monsters, and eventually calmed down. It seems she hates lies. And Raphtalia is a warrior, she hates people who hold back. In just an hour, you lied to your comrades. I can't believe you. I have no desire to leave my back to your bow. Raphtalia. Raphtalia confronts Itsuki and says as such. Her gaze is colder than ice. To be more specific, her eyes are dead. Imagine Yandere stare. This is the first time I have seen Raphtalia like this. Itsuki-sama. What do you think you are saying to Itsuki-sama? I won't allow this. Armor. An angry armor tries to go after Raphtalia. Raphtalia stares at him expressionlessly. I hate people who care for nothing but their pride. Raphtalia. Raphtalia grabs Armor's extended arm and squeezes it tightly. His gauntlets are letting out a metallic creaking sound. I am honestly afraid right now. That's just how angry Raphtalia is right now. The hell, this girl is ridiculously strong. Armor. Despite her looks, Raphtalia does possess high strength. If you take away her self-control, this is what will happen. Please leave it at that. Naofumi. At my command, Raphtalia stares at Itsuki for one last time, and finally lets go. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 98, Evaluation Session. Itsuki St. Stop it. Armor. But Itsuki-sama. Itsuki, the truth is different, she is only judging me. I'd prefer if we could settle this opportunity to settle in a peaceful manner. Armor. Is that so? I understand. Armor realizes he's at a disadvantage and relaxes. Raphtalia also loosens her grip on his arm. Raphtalia, don't bother even trying to lie. Now, when will your companions be informed about your need to satisfy your sick sense of justice? This severe remark was fired at Itsuki. Itsuki, I pray it doesn't come to that. At any rate, there will be a time in the future where you will be forced to rely on me. What's that? I have concluded, that is the howling of a loser. In the first place, why would Raphtalia ever need to rely on Itsuki, before me? I can't imagine a situation like that. Is he in some way be similar to Motoyasu? Could it be, his sense of justice isn't strong, but he just wants to be praised? Could his strong sense of justice actually be his sense of self-satisfaction? Am I thinking too much? I doubt that. It's probably not that awful. I just want to believe it. Otherwise, it would be hopeless. Itsuki, well then, I'll be looking forward to tonight's meeting. Naofumi, there are a bunch of things that I need to ask as well. Itsuki, right, this way I can also inquire some things from Naofumi-san. And with that, Itsuki and his companions went back to their rooms at the hotel. However, originally it was Motoyasu, and then it was Ren. It appears as if Motoyasu is the most decent out of the three. Raphtalia, good grief! Why are all the heroes except for Naofumi-sama like that? She's at her wit's end. It's not that I don't understand her feelings. Regardless of his merit, that guy is called a hero. I know of a guy in a game that would call this so-called hero a hypocrite. This hero is like a thief after all. Not to mention, that selfish sense of justice, concealment principle, and focus on self-satisfaction. Though, this one-time evaluation meeting might not do any good. Naofumi, Raphtalia, Phiro as well, listen to me together. Raphtalia, what is it? Phiro, what? Naofumi, Raphtalia, I think your ideals are just a little too far-fetched. Raphtalia, Raphtalia answered with a surprised expression. Naofumi, I guess I may be the cause, but at the end of the day, they're human beings first and heroes second. What you know about the heroes in legends, they most likely were all told only their grandest moments, but in reality they could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 kinds of defects. Raphtalia, that many? Naofumi, don't mind that. Legends are meant to be dramatized. Look, for example, that saying of great men have great fondness for sensual pleasures. If this world's heroes were truly like that, would it have ended the way it did? Raphtalia, well. I just learnt this proverb, but I understood it since there are similar words in my world. Naofumi, so, there is no need to mind every single detail. Those guys have their own way of fighting. Just take a good look. Raphtalia, okay. Naofumi, if you take a good look at how Motoyasu fights, you will know that instead of having his companions get hurt, he would personally go out and fight. Is that the attitude of a hero? Raphtalia, it is. Naofumi, if you take a good look at how Ren fights, he doesn't make his comrades do the impossible, and if they fight a tough opponent, he will lend his power as a hero. Was I a little harsh on this? Well, that guy lacks strategy, but I feel that it's just from his habits. It would only be possible to judge if I experienced it. Raphtalia, well. Naofumi, if you take a good look at how Itsuki fights, he would absolutely never let his companions get hurt. It would be impossible to fight if he didn't have confidence in himself. Heroes are meant to be relied on. Well, all of his followers are out of control. Even I think it's a little painful. However, we haven't even started looking at where they were bad, but we don't even understand our own bad areas. Naofumi, I am also the same. Perhaps I too was following my ideals too much. Raphtalia. Naofumi, from the beginning, there are no perfect humans. The reason why heroes are powerful is due to their weapons. For example, even if they are strong, it doesn't necessarily mean they are also strong mentally as well. Raphtalia, are right. I am the same. Before I came to this world I was very carefree. Then, I had to deal with a world of swords and magic. To know that its reality is a little unpleasant, and instead I embrace it as a dream. Giving a normal guy special powers, and lifting him up with praises of hero. If you observe and think about it, the 4 heroes summoned, for better or for worse, are all humans. There is no perfect human. I don't know the criteria used for the selection, but, thinking about it, there are certainly some heroic dispositions. Take Motoyasu for example, he is a feminist who is incredibly fond of women. Thinking back, when he heard about Raphtalia being a slave, he took the righteous action to release her, although from my standpoint he is just an annoying guy. Ren wanted to go save the village that was in trouble. Even Itsuki, though he's a little inconsiderate, I think that his attitude on not allowing bad things to happen is to some extent hero-like. While this may all be true, I naturally still have no reason to get along with those guys. Even after considering all that, their problematic behavior stands out too much. However, it's not as if I am defending those guys, I just want Raphtalia's consciousness of a party to improve. Naofumi, after being with me for some time, do you know where I am lacking? Raphtalia, Naofumi-sama, there are times when you smile while looking at the misfortunes of others. Goo. I was self-conscious of that, but Raphtalia still had to say it. In fact, when I heard about the misfortunes of merchants and villages, I was happily thinking about all the business and profits I would be making. Most recently, I was laughing at bitch while she burned from doing bad things. I don't intend to fix it though. Raphtalia also, you are not a polite person, you don't lie, but there are times when you argue out of a promise. Wow! Her words really cut. Even if you don't say it, I am still somewhat self-conscious of it. I think it would be fine to not keep some of those promises. Though it's not like I'm going to change that, is that where I'm lacking? Raphtalia, your words are bad, you are naturally insensitive sometimes, and also naturally dense. You are not thoughtful and you don't understand what's on people's minds. Naofumi, that's an overstatement. I question what was just said. Who is naturally insensitive? I am aware that I'm not thoughtful though. Naofumi w wow. When you put it like that, perhaps I'm not even recognized as a hero by Raphtalia. After all. Raphtalia, there is no such thing. Naofumi, I'm glad that you think so. Still, just like I have bad traits, those guys are also the same. Just look at the big picture this time. Though, it looks like she still doesn't understand. If you understand the weakness of those guys, then it would be easy to set up countermeasures in the future. Naofumi, Raphtalia, if you don't mind me saying, your ideals are too high and willful. When things get unpleasant, it's fine to run away. Just understand that. Raphtalia, okay. Raphtalia casts her eyes downwards and stays quiet. It feels like what I said is a little exaggerated, but you can improve yourself by observing others. Something that could be applicable to the bad parts of those heroes, but there are many things that might happen in the future. It is important to be cautious for anything in the future. Phiro, what about Phiro? Naofumi, you're noisy. Phiro's so mean. Raphtalia, haha. Thus our little party comes to a conclusion, but when people gather, problems will occur. Although those three are having a problem now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it won't happen to us. In order to avoid that, it is necessary to properly observe all the party members. Naofumi, you must pay attention to yourself and your companions, view things objectively. Princess play, solo play, and establishing recognition, looking at the companions of those guys, I feel that I must prevent my companions from getting those problems. As for hierarchy, geez, give me a break. A new companion, if I get a new slave or demon, it would be unpleasant if Raphtalia and Phiro bullied them. I want to believe they aren't that kind of children, but things like bully may take place. That said, if a new guy joins, it would be impossible to promote him immediately. This isn't just limited to Raphtalia and Phiro, it also applies to me. Hypothetically speaking, if the problem occurs from me, it's likely that in the future there would be no improvements. I'm the hero of the shield, the companions of the other three have directly received my influence. It's expected, Raphtalia and Phiro aren't enough, it's necessary to increase my companions. If the number of companions increase, leading becomes more difficult. Considering the problems caused by the other three and the possibility of it happening, it is necessary to improve my party's relations from now on. Naofumi, you guys must not think that just because you are a companion of a hero that you are right. Avoid causing trouble. During the meeting, try not to give up halfway. With that said, it is troublesome to associate with that guy. There is probably going to be some false accusations on Raphtalia at the meeting. Honestly, I want them to give me a break. Raphtalia, I understand. I apologize. Raphtalia seems to have understood my position and reflected. Naofumi, well, it's not bad to chase your ideals, but it's not good to dwell on useless things. Raphtalia, okay. Phiro, okay. Both of them mutter and nod their head as I watch. Naofumi, in any case, it would be good if it was someone like Raphtalia or Phiro. Before being strong or weak, it would be someone who will always avoid causing problems. This week, I was painfully able to realize how easy it was to associate with Raphtalia and Phiro. Naofumi, so with that said, I have high hopes for the both of you. My best regards for the future. Raphtalia, oh okay. Phiro, okay. When the reflecting meeting was finished, Raphtalia was depressed. There are still some other things I haven't heard. Naofumi, by the way, Phiro, you were together with Itsuki the whole time. Phiro, Naofumi, did he do something different from me? Phiro dash. Phiro plays with her ahog while thinking about it. What could it be? Phiro you see. He said something about bonuses and percentage from the demons. Percentage? Bonus? Was he hiding something after all? Bonus, something like equipment bonus? As for absorbing the demons, I'll try to use multiple materials. There is also that ore that I got from Rishia, I could possibly discover something from it. Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 99, Kalmyra Island Jinx, Trending Fad Story. Since we came back early in the afternoon, we decided with Raphtalia and the others that the evening is still young. While spending time studying medicine and magic is good, playing at the beach before was good too. And, with that thought in mind, we were off for a walk in the marketplace to enjoy a change of pace. Naofumi, is there something here that you need, Raphtalia? Raphtalia, nothing this time. Phiro's stomach is empty. Naofumi, yes, yes. Providing Phiro with light meals from the food stands, we meet with a crowd in front of us. Just then. Fraudster, please wait. We have lots of inventory so there's no need to push. Please form yourselves into a line. This voice, it must be the merchant who was ripping people off. He's sure raking it in. I see selling. Based off of that Jinx is going well. Fraudster, ah. My eyes meet Fraudster's who's directing the people in line from on top a high platform. Fraudster comes down from the platform and pushes his way through the crowd in my direction. Fraudster, hero of the Shield Sama. I don't remember ever identifying myself as a hero around here, well, I guess something like the heroes being on this island would be common knowledge. Somehow or other, it'd be possible to feel the difference in atmosphere. And then, how could he not know when my hero equipment is a shield? Naofumi, sure looks like your business is booming. Fraudster, yep. It's all thanks to Hero of the Shield Sama. Raphtalia, did you do something? Raphtalia and Phiro incline their heads to listen. Naofumi, actually. I tell Raphtalia and Phiro about what happened on the first day we came to the island. Hearing about my actions that were bordering on bad, Raphtalia nods in consent. Raphtalia, so that's why you were closed when we came by with Moto. Hero of the Spear a couple of times. He's already not even getting a Sama anymore. Well, it can't really be helped. It seems after being with the heroes she no longer holds any respect for them. For the time being, I'll just have to reflect on it. I don't think an understanding can be reached. I wonder if it's at the point where I, too, am called without honorifics. That's rather uncomfortable. Naofumi, always address me with a Sama. Raphtalia, hi. I'll leave the Sama matter alone for now. While Raphtalia looks at me perplexed, I turn back and talk to Mr. Fraudster again. Naofumi, so? Why did you call me? If you're only thanking me then you still have many things to sell. We can talk when you're closed. Fraudster, it's not usually like this. Please come into the store. Naofumi, why? Fraudster, I want to show you my gratitude as well as various other things. Naofumi, His financial standing must be quite good now from all the profits he received, so I should be able to expect some small expression of thanks. He might be on cloud 9 from the scheme consistently earning him money. If I'm going to get something I should get it early. I can work on the problem of being called with a Sama later. Naofumi, sure. Fraudster nodded and led me into the store. The portable tent is gone. This is a proper shop built out of stone. So the renovation has already been taken care of. I wonder how much profit has been flowing in. It's obvious from the line in front of the store. The Jinx trade must be formidable. Fraudster, it's over here. Going around the store we entered from the back entrance. The salespeople were bustling about in the shop selling accessories for the merchant. In the workshop at the back then, artisans were taking turns making lots of accessories out of processed ore. Isn't this too profitable? If it doesn't die down I'll get anxious. I mean, who's to say how many adventurers are coming to this island? Thinking about it is impossible. Fraudster, soon, the Island God Festival will start and we'll be able to open a food stand by the altar. Already, it seems they want to turn it into a special product for those who come visiting, by turning it into a kind of shrine amulet. Naofumi, now, what was this gratitude you were talking about? Fraudster, it's this here. While saying that, he handed over a bracelet he was carrying. Kalmara Island's own Marika bracelet, EXP bonus small. Quality top grade. A red, actually a pure blood red gem was given to me. The effect, too, is considerably good, and the quality is high. Naofumi, what should I say, it really does have the effect of increasing experience points. Fraudster, this is the highest quality bracelet made with the Marika ore found on this island. So that I could thank you by all means possible, I had it prepared. Ah, the granted effect came about by chance and won't be found in another accessory. Well, that's how it is. It's not like they're selling things that really have a jinx attached. Or rather, it was surprising that there really was a system where accessories could provide a boost to experience points. Naofumi, Marika or, et. Since the workshop had been opened to me, I took the opportunity to look through the ore. The quality of any one of them was bad. What, all the gems here are nothing but garbage. It seems it's not easy to find something that will help you out in battle. Naofumi, isn't this one considerably expensive? From what I've seen, it seems this high a standard is hard to keep up. Fraudster, as expected you figured it out, that's correct. The biggest issue with Marika ore is its poor quality. Naofumi, Fraudster, comparing the level of gems. Naofumi, is it okay to accept something that's so rare? Fraudster, yes. I received the cost for this piece a long time ago from the lessons I received from Hero of the Shield Sama. Naofumi, how do you mean? I should have only given him tips on how to make people happy to take out their gold. Fraudster, until now, I thought that doing trade meant grasping the other person's weakness. However, I wanted to try using the same trade methods I saw the Hero of the Shield Sama using. This is definitely the true way of commerce. Up until that point, the fraudster had tried to swindle all his customers. However, then I talked to him about how to do trade, how to sell things at an unreasonably high price, while the customers buy them with a smile on their faces. Provoking resentment had been the only way he knew how to perform a good trade. Naofumi, is that so? When the fad dies out, you have to be careful not to go back to the way you worked before. Fraudster, I've already played my hand. There's no need to worry. Naofumi, oh? What makes you able to say that? Fraudster, there's some small collaboration. Saying that, Fraudster points out his collaborator. The accessory merchant smiles at me and waves. You came to the island too, hi. Accessory merchant, as expected of Hero of the Shield Sama, even in this backwater area you were able to drum up such an interesting and fresh new business. Fraudster, please meet our store's merchant trade sponsor. Naofumi, hi, you. Is your nose attuned to the smell of money? Well, that's the thinking that comes across. While he's that kind of trader, I'm reluctant to associate him with money-mad people. Accessory merchant, at the moment, the fame of Kalmara Island accessories is going through the roof. Ha ha ha. Naofumi, well, more or less. There's no real efficacy. At worst, we might have to put some countermeasures in place if the mood turns sour. Accessory merchant, yes, well. There are a great number of success stories verifying that rumor. Who would feel the need to pursue the truth? With a black aura coming out, both merchants laughed. What unpleasant faces. They'll chew it to the bone, this island. Accessory merchant, let's add a rumor about the color later. Naofumi, what do you mean to do? Accessory merchant, you'll just have to look forward to that. Naofumi, not even. Accessory merchant, won't Hero of the Shield Sama take stock in the store too? I'm fine with anything you'd like to do. Why don't you become the shop's store manager? Naofumi, I'm not about to step into your shoes. I know. This guy wants me to eventually inherit the merchant guild and take charge of its success. Accessory merchant, is that so? Please feel free to drop in any time you like. Naofumi, please pardon me as it's unlikely I'll be back once I'm done. Fraudster, please choose something you'd like for your companions as well. Naofumi, oh? You're sure being generous. Fraudster, yes, since it's been so profitable I'm likely to explode from being overweight. The fraudster and the accessory merchant won't stop laughing with that face. That face is one that has gotten drunk on the dark side of business dealings. It's a scary thing, doing business. Some people hate the dark side and some people love it, that should be remembered. In the end, both Raphtalia and Phiro received Marika series accessories. Raphtalia got a strap to dangle from her sword. Phiro got a shoelace strap. Marika strap, stamina recovery, medium. Quality top grade. Marika strap, magic power reinforcement, medium. Quality top grade. Naofumi, this seems bad somehow. Accessory merchant, don't worry about it so much, just accept it. I try to ignore my feeling that the shadows of those guys are laughing. For those guys, that's their way of life. I don't care if a riot happens and they get caught later. In case my fault is unreasonably brought up, I can just show this accessory and play the victim after all. Naofumi, for the time being, we should probably get together if any problems come up. Accessory merchant, perish the thought. Hero of the shield Sama worries too much. Well, I guess that's proper for a merchant. Naofumi, it's perfect because of the promise. Do you know what to do when I'm together with the other heroes? Merchants, yes, we're ready. That harmonizing of words is unpleasant. Honestly, do you really get it? Read The Rising of the Shield Hero Chapter 100, Hot Springs. After that, since we lightly played at the sandy beach while the day waned, we returned to the inn. Then I looked for the shadow to ask about the schedule. Naofumi, that reminds me, what time is the meeting? Shadow, after heroes bathing and meal Gojiru. Naofumi, I see. So after a bath and dinner is the meeting, huh? And how much information I can draw out from those guys, everything is hanging on me. Before that, Naofumi, then I'll go to the bath. Raphtalia, yes. We'll also take a bath shortly. Naofumi, ah. So, leaving those two behind, I went to enter the bath. Naofumi, phew. Soaked in a Japanese-style hot spring of open air, I let out a sigh while looking to the sky. Asterisk, since it's also a hot spring, lately it's good and refreshing entering the bath every day. Feels like my body's sluggishness is considerably improving too. Though I've yet to recover from my status. Or maybe despite my body being sluggish, I'm getting accustomed to it. So, I had entered the bath with that good feeling, but Motoyasu, oh? Well, if it isn't Naofumi. Motoyasu enters the bathroom. Where is the spear? After saying that, if I look well enough, there is a really small spear attached to his waist. Figured it was like that. I too had reduced the shield as much as possible and placed it on my back. Since I'm not able to remove it from the body, it helps to be able to change where it's attached. After pouring hot water on himself, Motoyasu enters hot spring bath. Naofumi, you already fine after that hangover. Motoyasu, can you talk? Naofumi, you ate that yourself, right? I didn't tell you to eat it. Naofumi, well, seems like your world is a different Japan, with a different constitution. Motoyasu, yeah. Well, not like I was drunk though. To begin with, I'm sure you had fun being nursed by the bitches. Though you might have not realized it with a hangover and all. Motoyasu, hey. It's quite a good bath, yeah no. Motoyasu raises a loud voice towards someone. Who's he talking to? Itsuki, I can see that myself. How many times do you think we've come here? Itsuki and his male followers had entered. Thus, seeing Motoyasu, Itsuki makes a turbid expression. Itsuki, because I have a lot of things I want to say to you in the meeting, please keep it in moderation. Motoyasu, those are my words, but it's in hot spring, you know? You gotta enjoy it. What are you enjoying? Was what I was thinking, but then I noticed Ren was among the group as well. Well, today's the meeting after all. Something like this happens too. Phiro, Master Dash. Jumping over the fence, Phiro comes to the men's bath. Of course, in her demon appearance. Naofumi, Something wrong. Phiro, I want to enter with master. Naofumi, you are a bird. Enter a different hot bath. Actually, rather than a normal bath, go to a bird bath. Phiro, no. Such a selfish fellow. Well. Naofumi, get rid of any loose feathers. Phiro, yay. Phiro soaks in the bath next to me. Motoyasu, bathing together with Phiro-chan. Motoyasu approaches here with some disgusting eyes. Phiro backed off and used me as a shield. Motoyasu, Phiro-chan. Your angel form if you will. Phiro, no. This guy is persistent. How much can a guy like angels? To begin with, is bathing together with a bird so much fun? I don't understand. Motoyasu starts bathing in high spirits. Motoyasu, with that, we all did the party exchange, so, who do you guys think is the most beautiful girl? Uwa. He though of an awfully stupid topic. This isn't a school trip. No, maybe for Motoyasu it's like a school trip from his world? Ren and Itsuki are making questionable faces too. But, maybe he thought this out for the sake of making conversation with Itsuki. Motoyasu, next, have you guys already done it? He. Motoyasu is endlessly annoying. What does this guy want to do? Rather, that statement reeks of a virgin. Was this guy really a ladies' man? This is a tremendously unpleasant mood. I just entered, but should I leave? Motoyasu, hey, Naofumi, you've already done rave tail, you're right. Naofumi, why are you turning the conversation my way? This guy, to talk as if there was nothing between us. Rather, who was it that was glaring at me as if I was their parents' enemy when it was the incident with the queen? Is this light mood something a hero needs? Can't be. Motoyasu, isn't it fine? This time's festivities is for the sake of growing friendships, right? Naofumi, what are you misunderstanding? Well, the official stance may be like that, but truth is, it's for drawing out information. No. If it's Motoyasu, it's likely friendship. Though I'm sure it's less friendship than snatching women to him. Ren and Itsuki have memories, I'm sure. Excessively unpleasant expressions shoot toward Motoyasu. Motoyasu, anyway, I'll tell ya my particular cute girl rankings. Naofumi, I refuse. Itsuki, unproductive. Ren, not my hobby. While saying that, Ren and Itsuki couldn't silence Motoyasu. Just listening is useless. Motoyasu, my type of girl is whore, Raphitalia-chan, Phiro-chan, and Rishia-chan. Naofumi. What the hell is Motoyasu's taste? All members and types scattered all over. It's fine as long as the face is good? Itsuki, that's so, isn't it? Whore is a former princess after all. It seems her personality is bad, but I was normally interacting with her during my time. And here Itsuki is joining into the conversation. Armor is muttering something to Itsuki's ear. I can slightly hear it. Asterisk something like talking to Itsuki about their own taste or so. Every last one of them is going with the flow. Ren, well, you say the queen's personality is bad, but I don't mind it. Then, Ren jumped in too. You. Didn't you say this wasn't your hobby? Ren, rather, Raphtalia-san personality is severe, right? Or perhaps damn serious. She's hard-headed. But her face looks is very put in order. Motoyasu, right. Itsuki, certainly, her face is good. Though her personality is bad. Again, why are you guys getting swallowed into Motoyasu's pace? It's easy to spit out a complaint, but I don't want to play along with them. Or rather, it's not that her personality is bad, you guys handled Raphtalia wrong. Phiro, is Phiro cute? Phiro asks me of all things in the world. Naofumi, who knows? Phiro, Buyu. Motoyasu, in my heart Phiro-chan is the cutest. So turn into your angel appearance. Phiro, no. Motoyasu, is her human form really getting to you that much? Even though if you raise a filial yourself, it'll become similar to Phiro. Motoyasu, Rishia-chan has some praiseworthy cuteness too. I'm jealous of you, Itsuki. Itsuki, no, that girl is. Itsuki, somehow seems to be getting embarrassed. The guy who will do anything for the sake of being an ally of justice. Doubt grows in me too about how Rishia became a party member of Itsuki's, with how he likes to stir up trouble just to get the fame for solving it and all. Ren, was there such a person? Seems like she was outside Ren's view, huh? Well, I can't negate the possibility of Itsuki's party moving on his basis. They may have feigned friendliness with Ren and Motoyasu. In the first place, Rishia's weak good luck, or rather, she's not very self-assertive herself. If you look at it from Ren's side, there were only plain people. Motoyasu, seems like everyone and me has the same realization. Itsuki, well, in general that's right. If it's just the face. Ren and I ignore in silence. Rather, what's with this conversation? No, probably something between men. Firo's going back to Onichan now. Naofumi, just go. Firo, yet. And, the cheerfully nodding Firo jumped over the fence and returned to the woman's bath. Now, guess I'll leave. Somehow, it feels like Motoyasu is in high tension, and wants to open up a conversation with just men. Motoyasu, hey, Naofumi, how far have you gone with Raphtalia-chan? Naofumi, that again, as I said before, we don't have that kind of relationship. Motoyasu, well, surely Raphtalia thinks differently. Naofumi, what are you joking about? Motoyasu, then, was there no kind of action? Naofumi, none. Motoyasu, well, then maybe Raphtalia approached you or so. Naofumi, no approaching or anything. In the first place, she's a kid. Motoyasu, are you dense? Then Raphtalia hasn't undressed or anything. I can't tell with the clothes and armor, but her proportion is good, right? Seems like I gotta keep him company for us to move on. He really is a troublesome guy. Naofumi, come to think of it, before an event at the time I was peddling. It was a time when we went to a famous region with hot springs all over to sell things. The inn I entered likewise had a hot spring. Raphtalia, Naofumi-sama. The evening of that day, Raphtalia, who was wearing a bathrobe, entered the room and talked to me while I was in the middle of compounding. Somehow, in an appearance only of wrapped in a towel, I remember her seeming embarrassed to me. Not knowing what she was thinking, Raphtalia undid the large cloth and displayed her own body. Raphtalia, how is it? She acquired muscles to an extent. I know her breasts were big too, from that time she hugged. Before, I thought they would become a hindrance. How should I say, they are plump, I thought, where did all that power come from? Her hair was wet too. Thought there were some scars on her back, now there's no trace of them left. Because the time I got her to show me them before, since I had effective medicine for scars, I smeared it on them. Raphtalia was showing me its whole body shamefully. Naofumi, well, it's gotten considerably better, right? There's a huge difference between now and the time we met. Raphtalia, is it just that? Naofumi, is there something else? To my question, somehow Raphtalia had her mouth opened wide as if she was astonished and at a lost for words. Naofumi, also, you'll catch a cold if you stay naked like Firo, Onichan got naked. Firo returned to the room and raised a fuss. Thus took off her one piece, got completely naked and charged here. Firo, let Firo mix in too. Raphtalia, we aren't mixing. What is that? Normally, from the standpoint of the naked Firo, she was eager to get naked. Naofumi, and that's what happened. Motoyasu, this dense motherfucker. Motoyasu, with a look of some anger, came swinging his fist at me. I stopped and gripped that fist. Naofumi, what's with you so suddenly? Motoyasu, that was an open appeal. To not chow down on a meal set before you is rude. Naofumi, what are you saying? I said it before, didn't I? Raphtalia's a kid. And also damn serious. She wouldn't be thinking of such a thing. Try having a relationship poorly, and when it comes time to fight waves she's pregnant and not covered as war potential. Among other such things. Raphtalia, who gets fired up for a mission, wouldn't desire such a thing. Rather, I'm sure she'd hate it. I view creating an environment for Raphtalia to fight easily as my motto. Motoyasu, that level of denseness, I can't believe it. Motoyasu, seems like he willfully consents and backs off. After that, Motoyasu instantaneously switches over, this time shifting his focus on the fence. Motoyasu, if we are men, then the obligatory peeking is our responsibility as heroes. Naofumi, how is that responsibility? Motoyasu, look, you guys are interested too, right? And here, just as dumbass Itsuki isn't keeping silent. Itsuki, you mustn't do such a thing. And while saying such things, Itsuki doesn't stop Motoyasu very much, instead he gets closer. You too, huh? Armor and other men are interested too and are gathering around the fence. Hey Queen! Seems like friendships are deepening in a difference meaning. Ren, stupid. While Ren grumbles such, he doesn't try to get out the bath. I don't want to go along with these guys anymore. Naofumi, bath in moderation. Because I'm quite feed up I leave the bath. Motoyasu, what Naofumi, you aren't joining in. Naofumi, I said it before, I have no interest to insist on what seeing the body of a real woman. Even under normal circumstances, I recall bitch and become instantly unhappy. In the first place, if I impudently stay in this place, I might be charged with an unjustified crime again. They say a wise man keeps away from danger. So if even Shadow and me are talking in the room safely, when something happens, I would have an alibi. Motoyasu, seriously dense. I understand Raphtalia-chan's hardships. Naofumi, whatever. Maybe the Raphtalia in your head is in love with me, wants a relationship and is merely waiting for a chance to strike, but reality's different. She only has respect towards me as a hero. From such a Raphtalia it'll become a betrayal of expectations. Sheesh. They say great men have great fondness for the sensual pleasures, but how about loving it too much? Motoyasu will surely, after the waves are over, have various experiences with women. The party by the bitch for the bitch is on the verge of collapse. Naofumi, phew. After the bath, I cool myself off in the room. Up until just now, Shadow and I had some idle chat, but they said some kind of report came in and vanished. Before long, I could hear the sound of footsteps and Raphtalia in a towel came rushing in. Raphtalia, Naofumi-sama. Naofumi, what? Were Motoyasu and them found peeping? Raphtalia, yes. Just now, the other heroes are reflecting. Sheesh. Well, it was the Shadow's observations after all. Asterisk though this says as friendship is deepened, becomes silent, and is so. Now that I think about it, what is the standard of peeping in this world? The norm in my world is around Edo period or so there appeared to be holes for peeping use in the bath. Here the men's bath and such had been separated but comparatively indifferent inns in the region. There was mixed bathing. Raphtalia, not that. Naofumi-sama was. Naofumi, why do I need to peep? Raphtalia drops her head crestfallenly to my answer. Raphtalia, I thought talking with the other heroes would have awoken something in you a little. Naofumi, awoken. A different power or the shield's true strength maybe. I want to awaken that. Unfortunately, nothing. Phiro, what's wrong with Onichan? Phiro who came back, tilted her head to Raphtalia whose head was dropping. Naofumi, who knows? What made Raphtalia get so depressed? Naofumi, what's got you depressed? Did being seen naked by Motoyasu put you into shock? Raphtalia, I wasn't seen. Naofumi, then that's good. Raphtalia, hey, whatever. Raphtalia returned with a weary look after just stepping out of the bath. By the way, after retuning I asked for the reason but, I didn't get a reply.